A journey through the mind of 10-4. That's something to hang on to your seats for, I'd say. Anyway, that's what this movie's going to be about. So, no, the books aren't burning. Nice effect though, isn't it? Because the fire and the books, I guess they're the two things that keep you occupied. If you've got any sort of pyromaniac in you, they're the things that might keep you occupied. Or should I just narrow it down to me personally? I enjoy fires and books anyway, so it's not a bad thing to have on the introduction to this journey through the mind of 10-4 that you have to hang on to your seats for. No, really, hang on to your seats because it wouldn't be a journey through the mind of 10-4 without jumping across into the Never Never Now and Then. So, yeah, so the percolation of ideas through the images and the amalgamation of the montage, and then the manic experience that's dealt with through your mind, you know, your experienceation, if you like, your sensation, is a better way. Through that, you know, imbuing is a story. That story could be, you know, what could it be? What happened there? I mean, that was really weird, wasn't it? But, you know, we continue on, and we know that the fortuitous event of the nature of things around the image is probably what I'm on about a lot, you know, like, what I can't expect you to know where I've been, but you might have some kind of feeling about it from the montages and the panorama. Did I say it'll be a journey through the mind of 10-4? Hang on to your seats. Just about all of the stuff I was doing in Hobart around the docks was to do with light, low light and nighttime shots, and the light reflecting off the water, and you know, that difference between darkness and light in the image. You know, and I was spending a lot of time, you know, which you can in Hobart because of the extended twilight. You get a really long period of time in the evening where the light is really just perfect for, you know, shooting photographs of lights and reflections without blowing the whole photo out. You know, This panorama I did of the Elizabeth Street Pier, 3 days before they started reconstructing that was sort of like a turning point, really. Where in Byron Bay, for instance, you get about 10 minutes of that light, that time between when the sun goes down and when it's too when it's too dark and the lights just blow everything out. You get 10 minutes, That's the difference between Hobart and Byron Bay, In the Kimberley, you're up in the top end, it's even less. In the Kimberley, you can have enormous amounts of fun. There's not many people, but God, there's some amazing places. This was a place called Beefwood Park, with the horses there and the cattle and the house on the little hill there, over there. Miles and 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 miles of, country for the cattle to roam free and eat up and get fat. This is actually a combination of some photographs that I took up in the helicopter. And then there's my shadow. It keeps following me around because I like that low light, that redness, that sunset, sunrise. I'm not shooting the sunrise, am I? I don't want that. That's cliche, isn't it? The actual sunrise. But you want that light time. So a lot of the time your shadow gets in the way, and in the Kimberley where it's flat like a desert, your shadow can end up being 100 metres long. I ended up with, like quite a nice little, book of shadows, me and my shadow. And sometimes it's just, the power of nature, like the bushfire scenes, that went through the Blue Mountains in, the early noughties. I think it was about 2002, with Lennox Bridge in Glenbrook, So you know, you can get beauty from devastation. You can get beauty from reflected lights. You know, but even then, like you're working in a low light, you know, like smoke. The smoky haze gives you a certain, you know. Yeah, but you find an angle in anything. You know, like whatever you're working with, you work your angle into it. You know, that's what an artist is. An artist will work their angle into any. You know, so it doesn't matter what the motif is in a lot of ways. You know, it's not so. You know, or suddenly, you know, my friend Bob arrives with a chainsaw.
My friend Laddie Dill,
There he is.
he works in concrete.
I've got the 365, by the way, which happens to be the bus I used to catch to school when.
For banks, they ain't stuffing any good. It's too distracting.
Well, the lighthouse at Byron Bay, I've had a lot of fun there, so you know that's going to come into my stuff, you know, a fair bit. Byron Bay around there, and especially the lighthouse. I find it surreal up there, the whales and the Coast Guard, you know, and the buses, and you know, the collect money, and you know, there's people walking over the cliffs like goats. You know, it's really quite an amazing place. You know, Byron Bay, you know, it's there, you know, there it is. You know, or where you're here, you know, just over in there, down in there, you know, over there, you know, it's a cosy corner down in there. So you know, the bohemian nature of Byron Bay is one of its, you know, the nice parts. Suddenly, and an ensemble of musicians will show up at the pass playing music at sunset and offering food. But, you know, what's nicer than that? You know, the narcissistic mirror breaks on the ground then. There is no other place, you know. That's it. Byron Bay, we love you. Well, the rainforest is a special place, you know, like artists, you know. They're the people who like to go to the rainforest. They appreciate places of beauty, you know. Hundreds of years ago, they already designated rainforests as places of beauty. At least people could see that, you know, the beauty and the resonance that comes out of a rainforest is, you know, something that artists aspire to. No artist is ever going to create that, you know. You know that's an earthly gift that we've got. Rainforests. So of course they come up all the time, in, you know, in motifs that I use. Rainforest. I live near and plant rainforests. You know, part of my daily activity is being involved in the regeneration of rainforests. Well, you know, because I live and breathe fresh air, I'm free to journey. I can journey through time because I realise that, you know, my breathing is good in a tree environment, in a rainforest environment. I know that the air I'm breathing is good. I don't have to take that with me on a trip through time. Through time, I can go anywhere. I can, you know, I can see the beginning of the universe, and I can see a long way down its track. Well, how far down its track are we? Are we down the track or up the track? Can you tell me anything? And then there's, you know, the outer reaches of the cosmos, you know, the things that are happening in the physical universe that make us wonder, well, what more is there? You realise what a speck of speckness we are, you know. You know, the distance between us and a grain of sand is nothing. You know? Like, there's no difference compared to how far you can go out there. It's just bloody ridiculous. It's all boom shakalaka. Space is here to tell us what to do. Space.